Urge to kill rising! Refreshing. Two as one. Urge to kill rising!
Return!
Never saw them coming. They killed some of our soldiers and took the rest hostage. We need to find them Sabbatha is ruthless. The Guardians will destroy your entire squad if you're not careful. Stay alert.
Urge to kill rising.
Come here.
Refreshing. Eat my dust.
All right, let's find these soldiers.
Refreshing. To kill rising.
And that's
You
how
can't
amazing
stop
I
me.
am.
We heal as one.
Now that's a combo.
Need help here.
That was too close for comfort.
Oh well. Greetings, human beings. Seems like we can't find the full group, unfortunately. We put it into LFG.
They captured one of our squads and
Am I
went that
muted
way.
on TeamSpeak? Yeah, I'm muted. Great.
Stay alert out there. Sabbatha is
So
ruthless.
yeah, I'm
and
currently
her
using
defenses are
Condi
nothing
Warrior
seen
cause
before.
Power Warrior doesn't do enough damage, and I think it's not worth it, to be honest. That's why. What changed? Basically, I'm running the same thing as typical Berserker, except that I have used Smash Brawler increases Berserker mode duration instead of Last Blaze. Cause
And that's how
Last Blaze
amazing I am.
only works nearby.
You gaining adrenaline.
And I'm down. No.
one becomes two.
Yeah, it seems like we ignore the rule here. I don't know what's the plan for today. So basically I'm using the typical Condi Berserker, with the exception of this trait. I'm using Crackshot instead of Warrior Spirit, cause Warrior Spirit only does 7% more increased damage, and that's not something you want to have. Because it doesn't really do anything. Also, I use a lot of auto attacks because I don't have a good secondary set. Secondary set. Constant.
I'll destroy you all!
Lol.
We heal as one.
Them people. No healer.
I require assistance.
Very unfortunate.
Structural integrity. Compromise.
It's not like we're dying cause of the event, it's more like we're dying cause we don't have enough people right now. And we don't have a supporter. True. Yeah, the other weapons that using sword and mace. Usually I would use 2 bows as a damage dealer, but I'm using mace for CC because I was asked to do so, and the only
Eat my dust.
weapon that makes sense, the only 2 weapons that would make sense is to either use like an X, because you have a range throw X ability, but
Never saw them coming.
yeah, the thing with the sword
killed some of
is
our
it's
soldiers
a
and took
melee
the rest
weapon,
hostage.
yes,
We need to find them.
but the F1
Sabbath
you
is
use
ruthless.
that. I
The
think
Guardians will destroy your
they use
entire
like
squad
5
if
and
you're not
F1. It
Stay
might be
alert.
enough to switch afterwards back to the other one. Assuming I'm in Berserker. Actually didn't think about that part.
Gaining adrenaline. Grant, protect me.
Yeah.
That was too close for comfort.
Fun.
I'll destroy you all!
That had to hurt.
No!
Where did he break into the...
Thank you.
I require assistance.
It's a wipe.
Refreshing.
Did him.
Urge to kill rising.
All range today. No if the randoms understand that.
Easy
Eat
now.
my dust.
104 legendary insights have been posted, 8 legendary divinations, and perfected armor of multiple characters. Ook. Some people have too much to do.
Refreshing.
Of course, all the soul beasts, that makes sense. Soul beast is probably a good option for ranged DPS. What other classes would work? The Dragon Hunter has a problem with the traps don't work. That's a big known info. He does a good base DPS.
You can't stop me! Gaining adrenaline!
Give up yet?
No! You're gaining adrenaline!
Oh, party mode.
Nice! Very nice!
Must freeze!
Adrenaline rising!
Feel the burn!
Actually thinking about it,
Almost ready!
I could have. No, I actually don't do that much burning damage. Okay. It's like with the amount of burning I do, I could use Bellfire's drone.
Destroy you all!
Fortunately, I can't switch roles because I don't have full legendary gear on heavy armor. I think my damage is okay.
Gaining adrenaline!
12k, 13k, and actually top damage. Yay.
Now we can fight for real.
I'll destroy you all!
Hey,
Take that! Gaining adrenaline!
fun is gonna begin once we're full. I think.
I'll destroy you all! Gaining adrenaline!
Urge to kill rising. Refreshing. Just getting started.
Adrenaline rising!
Armored up.
Give up yet?
In 20% we're gonna see the true problem.
Ready to unleash.
Adrenaline rising.
Urge to kill rising.
The bootstrap is amazing.
Refreshing.
Shoo!
Adrenaline rising.
Mesmer uses a scepter.
Go ahead.
That's not good.
Hit.
Maybe you'll think twice next time.
Nice. Very nice.
Urge to kill.
Adrenaline rising.
Haha, the people who go back get boots.
I need healing. Seriously.
I'm back.
Don't have tackle. So I can get range numbers. Oh wait, that's
I've got the target.
damage and healing. That's not it. So skills. That's not it. Metrics. No. Metrics not it. Metrics is frames and
We never saw them coming. They killed some of our soldiers and took the rest hostage. We need to find them. Stay alert out there. Sabbatha is ruthless, and her defenses are like nothing I've seen before.
is there some way for me to say like a range to enemy? Huh.
Eat my dust.
Max name displays stats for total per second. Oh, that's not. That doesn't seem to be to have a range thing. Yep, touched out, dead. Checking on whether or not the markers are correct.
We become one.
Yeah, I'm gonna GG next time we get to a boss. Because that's gonna be like ultimate death. Oh, that's really interesting. I thought Arc DPS had some kind of thing that tells you how far
my
you are
dust.
away from the boss.
Refreshing.
I've got the target. Come here.
Huh.
Refreshing.
Target foe becomes entangled by vine. What?
I feel strong.
And here come the banners. Now let me get the target again.
You painting adrenaline. Help
Yep.
me, please.
Give up yet?
Now that's a combo.
I'll revive you. Still standing.
Refreshing. Just getting started.
Wash the pain away.
Adrenaline rising.
Armored up. That feels good.
Now
Kinda
that's a
hold
combo.
ourselves. That's not a problem.
Refreshing.
You can't stop me.
This is actually really interesting to see this with the green.
Nice. Very nice.
That's how amazing I am.
Armored up.
Aiding
Seems good.
adrenaline. Almost ready. You can't stop me.
I chose you.
Of course, these can't be done with range, so it's fine the way we're doing it here.
Adrenaline rising. No.
Yeah, it works. That's beautiful.
Maybe you'll think twice next time.
Armored up.
Almost
Yeah,
ready.
now I don't have anything.
I chose you!
Now
To
we
get
can
out
fight
of
for real.
Berserker, I don't have any damage on that weapon set.
You can't stop me! Head down! Adrenaline rising!
What's the range of this? This 1200.
My pet is down!
Nice! Very nice!
Also very interesting.
Adrenaline rising!
Still standing. Barely.
Yeah, this works. It's also fascinating how people know that they go to red, even though we didn't say Wu goes to red, and it's exactly the same three people. It's really amazing,
That feels good.
because usually it doesn't work without someone telling Wu to go there and stuff.
Nice!
Always
Very
beautiful
nice.
to see these things working.
Almost there! You can't stop me!
Through.
He.
No! Gaining
Okay, so the
adrenaline.
bonus doesn't work.
Just getting started.
Use the banners to make area heal.
I'll destroy you all! Low on endurance.
The other banners are gone.
Drying off!
No!
The speed we have to move, I can't even pick them up correctly.
Armored up. Now we can fight for real.
Gonna wait for the heal field.
Through.
I'll destroy you all!
Assistance, please! I'm up. I'm up.
Adrenaline rising!
I'll revive you.
Armored up.
Yet?
At the end we did press the tank bit.
That went better than I expected!
Ooh, they're also running out of time.
You can't stop me!
These towers don't look like anything I've seen
Playing dead,
before.
eh?
Who made them? There may be more clues around the area.
Boot prints.
We should search
They
here.
ran through this
And by
area.
that wall.
Why didn't they return?
Refreshing.
Who released me? Who's there? Answer me. You did this to us.
Incorrect. We did nothing to you.
Unleash.
Let us pass.
Getting hotter. These spirits weren't soldiers. They were ordinary people. Refreshing.
Oh, we lost someone.
You did this to us. I'll destroy you all. Gaining adrenaline.
That's what mean. That's
Secure
suspicious.
rising.
Wait, actually, this makes more sense.
I don't have enough energy. Refreshing.
Doesn't it?
That feels good.
Kinda works. Gorswall is going to be very interesting. Oh, sorry.
Feel the burn! Structural integrity compromised.
Everything erodes, even you. Behold the ocean's power.
Strong.
Oh man. Oh man.
Eat my. Not enough energy.
20 seconds to close it. Okay, Clint's bed.
These people died horribly.
Yep.
They're confused, angry.
What is that?
Refreshing. Ready to unleash.
You're gaining adrenaline.
Now we can fight for real. Did Sabbatha murder these villagers? I have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling.
Urge to kill rising. Almost ready. You can't eat my dust. Nice. Step armored up. Adrenaline rising.
And here we go to the next one.
Maybe you'll think twice next time.
Now we can fight for real. That feels good.
That doesn't work. We don't have any damage. Oh no, it's...
I'll destroy you all.
Low on endurance.
This is scary.
Gaining adrenaline. That went better than I expected. I see the pattern at last.
Just
Remember back in
get
the old
started.
days when you didn't have any damage?
You can't stop me.
Give up yet?
You can't stop me. Gaining adrenaline. That went better than I expected.
Too much! Too much! Kept us from our homes, our families, trapped us here, and now this!
Refreshing. Watch your step through here.
Up and up. Yay, number one. No one's trying.
These spirits have wandered for years. They didn't die in the war.
The squad was taken through here. Come on.
Mother, give me strength.
We fight together!
We will not have the other thing. Is it? No, it's 30 minutes. Weird. How can I have food but...
On my mark!
I think it's bugged.
Attack!
Armored up.
We're gonna do the holding the spirits normally, because the boss is invulnerable. Five deaths, all those deaths were not from the bosses. Beautiful. We're currently searching for more people. That's like annoying. That's why it's better to have a full group. Capture the people for a group. Aww. It's realized no. Brother. Trying to convince someone to actually participate. Elementalist, huh? That's cool. Let's set up. We can do it with one healer, right? I could throw in buff food, yeah, sure. Do that. Oh man. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm gonna play Scepter Chronomancer. I'm gonna send my clones to my boss and shatter them.
I feel strong.
What is a druid? Why is a... What? Why is a daredevil more squishy than a soul beast?
I feel strong.
Do not cross Marcus. You mustn't cross
Eat my
Marcus,
dust.
that's how it works. You shall not pass the Marcus. What the
Eat
fuck
my
do you
dust.
about Marcus? Stay mid. You don't cross them. What the fuck do you... Oh, he didn't read the LFG probably. He doesn't know what the heck is going on. He's so confused.
Refreshing.
I will take a bit, man. We're gonna kill him. That's bad. Hopefully he doesn't go.
Urge to kill rising.
I have like a history or something?
Eat my dust.
Wait, can I? Did you right click? Oh yeah, history there. Hey Guardian. What?
Urge to kill rising.
I chose you.
I'm confused. Kick him! Kick him! No! Kick him!
sniper position secure.
Adrenaline rising.
And use operative justice and help that my uptime is better that way. Because I feel like it's a little bit low. So it hurts much more than back in normal raid.
Refreshing.
Almost there.
Yes.
Adrenaline rising.
Oh, to left.
That went better than I expected.
Armored up. Now we can fight for real.
Potentially doable. So now look, buff table.
Refreshing.
Doesn't really look like something has changed. Nope. Wait, what other shells do I have by the way? I don't know. I have key conditions, either allies, or the break stunts. Doable with 10, yes. Put on target foe to make them vulnerable. It's also interesting on how much vulnerability is on it.
I've got the target.
Urge to kill rising.
Back, eat, and back. Something like that. I mean, this is not the fastest technique, that's obvious, but hey, it's not the point of this raid. It's not supposed to be the most efficient tactic. I have like this orange type of fruit, and I love to take like the, what is it called? The stuff from the outside. I like to peel it off and then like split it into little pieces. It also really smells good. Typical of a fruit. A nice taste. And I prefer healer, yes. Range the best. Yeah, that's true. Because you need ranged people, and then you need someone who's more ranged. It will. At least we found one person that's in it, into it. Actually, do I have someone on my front list that we can take in? Not really. A lot of people in World versus World right now that I could potentially ask, but since we're in World versus World, I don't want to bother them. Let's try it. Oh, we found someone. Hey. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 1. So hard to find some people. They can't read. So sad. Someday when people will learn to read, the humanity will advance to the future. So if you want to join, okay, 9 men.
That's how amazing I am.
It's very close.
Now we I'll destroy you for great justice.
Oh, he's gonna port into the middle anyways. This is the first one, where it was like you can go back on this one. Then this one you need to eat. You can stand in this one. You can stand in this one too. This one you can outrange again.
Unleash. You can't stop for great justice.
It's weird.
Adrenaline rises. Almost there. Refreshing. Just getting started. For great justice. You can't stop me. Adrenaline rising.
Which uptime does for great justice do anyways?
For great justice.
Didn't see because I was scared.
Unleash. For great justice. Adrenaline rising. Armored up. For great justice.
I think it's worth it to swap.
Taking the shot. Help me. I'm hurt.
Armored up. Just getting started. You can't stop me!
Gaining adrenaline.
Let the storm rage!
Like this. That way I can sleep.
That feels good.
That's how amazing
Almost ready.
It's not a single
Nice.
spirit. It's dozens.
For great justice. For great justice. Armored up. No.
Rebound!
It's a weird one.
Refreshing.
Almost there.
Ready to unleash.
You can't stop me. For great justice.
Through. Hurts, doesn't it?
For great justice.
That feels good.
Help me! I'm hurt.
Adrenaline rising. For great justice. Nice. Very nice.
Armored up.
For great justice. You can't stop me.
Wash the pain away.
For great justice. That went better than I expected. No. Adrenaline rising.
So freaking close.
Almost ready. Take that.
Rebound!
I'll destroy you all.
Trying to cleanse a bit and hope that it works. Oh, wait, I'm not allowed to attack him while I'm in the middle. Attack anything while in the middle.
For great
That's the rules.
justice.
Don't attack anything while you're in the middle. Oh, it doesn't work. I'm confused now. The strat is a little bit confusing.
For great justice.
Refreshing.
It's not looking good.
I'll destroy you all. Gaining adrenaline. For great justice.
Feel the burn!
Adrenaline rising.
I'm hurt.
Ready to unleash.
For great justice.
He's got 8 stacks.
I'll destroy
I think like this. It feels like this is the end.
Hurts, doesn't it?
I need help!
gaining adrenaline.
Oh well. Been watching since Walster days. How are you enjoying this compared to that? That's a good question actually. The thing is why I'm enjoying Guild Wars 2 so much is because I played it a lot before I switched to Wildstar. I switched to Wildstar with a lot of friends. And yeah. The thing is the thing that I like the most about Guild Wars 2 is that the combat system is extremely similar. Of course you don't have the telegraphs like in Wildstar, but like the movement you need to do, it's not so stationary, it's more action based and all that kind of stuff. That's like what I enjoy so much about it. It's a lot easier and a lot more focused on casual gameplay, but like if you do challenge runs like we do now on every second Saturday or something like that, or maybe if you do the challenge modes that exist, they are actually kind of challenging in its own right. Very much like if you do in World of Warcraft, the I don't know what it's called, Mythic? I think it's called Mythic or something like that. But from other people that is not quite as hard as Wildstar, but it comes more near it than the rest of the content. And so Guild Wars 2 has some of that kind of stuff too. So yeah. And also I don't know what they plan for the future, because they kind of seem to like guide the casuals into playing raids, and maybe they try to get in like a difficulty curve and make new bosses harder or something like that. So it's gonna be interesting. And they didn't say they are not that they stop implementing new raids, so there's definitely going to be more of that stuff, which I'm very interested in. And it's also nice to see new mechanics, and they're quite creative when it comes to encounters, which I really love to see. Yeah, but I don't know about other games, like Estelia came out a few months ago, I haven't played that. So I don't know if that is like more like what you would expect from a game when you want to have something similar to Wildstar. But yeah. That's pretty much my opinion of it. I bought this game. Bought. Lol. Anyway, to level 80. Get a mount. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. You have to play the story there. But it kind of makes sense because it's like this progression system. It makes it a lot more annoying, especially Heart of Thorns is very annoying without a mount. What do you mean by lower level runs?
Getting started. Refreshing.
The good thing about the mount stuff is that you don't need a mount in the early game as later on. So it doesn't bother too much. But it does help a lot. Huh, yeah. It's very enjoyable doing that. Let's get out. Stay safe. That's like one of the things that's really interesting. Or when I first played Guild Wars 2, I really remember that I went through the whole world and I really enjoyed traveling around and everything. Oops. That was the wrong weapon. So we need to kill the ads.
For great justice. Gaining adrenaline.
The pick piece I have on is the legendary back piece for World vs. World, so you need to spend a lot of time at the World vs. World. It's actually not that much, a few months or something like that. A few weeks. We play a lot. Oh. So yeah, there you can see it, warping up. You can look up a little bit on the internet or something. I don't remember exactly what you have to do for it, but I think there's a collection that you have to do. So you collect a lot of stuff that you get from World vs. World, and then you, at some point you have everything together to make it. Like the 3 legendary gears, backpacks. There's one for fractals, one for PvP, and one for World vs. World. Well, you can check out all the backpacks. Because there's one for PvP and for World vs. World, because World vs. World is like this. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's this thingy here, basically, where you play tons of people against other tons of people. It's basically like, what is it called? Not strongholds. The war thingy. I don't remember it. Wildster War pits? No. Oh. I think we lost the tank. Thanks.
For great justice. Just getting started.
Down. This is both spectral darkness. War plots, that's what it's called. World vs. World is basically like, kind of like war plots. That you have like, but instead of 2020 it's 70? Something like that. I made a circle because you made it look fun and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, Berserker is a lot of fun, in my opinion. I mean, I also enjoy other classes, but I don't know, it's just fun. It's fun to play, basically. No, all of the builds actually too. Like if you play Condi build, it's fun. If you play Power, it's fun. You can be supporter. You can also be damage dealer. You do all the CC for the group. You can support the group. It's amazing what you can do with a warrior. And then there's also the Spellbreaker Elite spec, which is really fun and to play, like this concept of full countering attacks from enemies or bosses and then bashing back and refreshing your skills. Really enjoyable. Yeah, I really enjoyed playing Thief as well. There's like Daredevil, that's mostly played with stuff, but there's also the Dagger variant, and it was a few months, no, it was a few years back when I played that actually. But I really enjoyed playing it in the meantime. Even though it was a little bit annoying because bosses like keep you out of your stealth permanently. But it was annoying. Oh, I also remember in PvP when people like do the stuff and just bounce on your position and kill you instantly. And one weapon rotation, yeah. Oh my god. It's gone through so many funny rotations, like only auto attacks, or like doing 1 and 2, or like doing ones and dodges. I think there was also a time when it has like skill 5 spam at once, something like that. Yeah, the dodge. Oh yeah, you're permanently dodging because skill number 5 is a dodge and the dodge itself is also a dodge and both deal damage. And the dodging gives you a damage buff. Really stupid. A lot of classes are actually really fun to play. It was also before the nerfs, I really loved to play Holosmith as well. With all the lasers and stuff. Yeah. Beautiful.
Look, life after death.
Yikes. Certain people have a base intelligence, yeah, and they don't even read with LFG. Oh man. I wish we would have 10 people that actually stay in. A little more necromancers, now scourges. I think that makes sense, so we can get the orbs away and use epidemic on the enemies in the middle. I think that clears it better. Yeah, exactly. But I must say, if you play power, it isn't really complex. I mean, they threw out the greatsword, which was like... No, I enjoyed the greatsword play. So it got a lot more simple than before. Also rotation, if you look on Snowcrows, it's not really complicated. Will look like Snowcrows, Power Berserker. What's rotation? Okay, it's 32 moves. I don't know. You can basically play it without a rotation, it's like... I don't know, man. And you should get good damage even without a rotation. I mean, the concept is quite simple actually. You do like a combination of 2 or 3 skills, and then you get all the resource you need to do a decapitate. That's basically it. So yeah. That's true, foe. I don't know what the hardest class currently is. I haven't checked out the Elementalist. Holosmith didn't change much, I think. The Renegade is... It's a bit complicated at the beginning to get into it and everything, but it's basically not really complicated either. The Mesmer has gotten easier as well. I could check out the Elementalist rotation. Quick to get an idea. Because I remember the Elementalist being really difficult actually. But that's been like a while back. I think Decker wasn't that hard. Oh yeah, that's a cool way how it wrote the rotation. They basically say, hey, these are the elemental you want to swap through, and these are the skills you can use. Does he use... Yeah, there's a flame greatsword, but you only use a few skills in it, I think. Doesn't say it in rotation where it's used, so it's a bit... I don't know. Okay. The rotation they wrote on Snowcross is a little bit complicated actually. Because you need to know what the skills do. How's the ranger's damage? Ranger damage is... Wait, actually ranger damage is really great. Power Ranger in Fractals of the Mist is like one of the top classes. From what I've seen at least. Dragon Hunter is a buff, but still really great. And if it works in Fractals, it basically works well in raid. But from a benchmark position, where do we have him?
Rocks and stones will break your bones.
So 33k they say the benchmark is. That is quite a difference to other classes actually. That's surprising.
Strong.
It always feels like it's rather strong. It really depends on how well you can play the class, I guess. Kinda hard to... The zombies I saw do great damage actually, they are doing a good job. more or less. For our group at least. It's decent. Slashing Toast. That's a cool name. Toast HQ. Okay, he relogged to mess mode. Toast HQ, beautiful. I don't really remember back in how the Soul Beast works exactly. I played it back in the old days and it was quite simple. I don't know how much has changed. Do you play with which weapon? You don't use an axe, you use a dagger now. Okay. The rest seems to be the same. There's some new ability, specifically stances, probably for stance share. And the new abilities are in... it looks complicated, but I think it's not. Actually, it seems quite simple. There's a few interesting things in there where I'm like, ah. There's a lot of precasting that usually doesn't matter for the rotation. Yeah, so it's a bit conditional stuff that you need to think about, but overall it seems to be quite simple. Meta battle. If you want to search for builds for PvP, World versus World and Fractals of a Mist, maybe not Fractals of a Mist, like Open World, PvP, World versus World, Meta battle is great. If you want builds for raiding, you should use one of the pages from the top guilds, like for example Snowcrows that I'm using currently. They also have benchmarks that are really interesting to see, like the positioning on each of the classes on a golem and like which classes you want to take in the boss fights. And for fractals, it really depends, honestly. Like, Discrotize has a few builds, but some of them, like warrior build, are not up to date. So you can basically use Snowcrows there too. Yep. 1 second. I mean, it's not really that complicated. Have all spirits killed? Looks good. Don't get killed, that's the most important.
Refreshing.
And that's how amazing I am.
To unleash.
Rise and serve.
Maybe my auto attack also does damage, it's okay. And there we go. Oh. Oh well. Well then I can give you the other side. As well. Reckless is complaining about the people crossing the markers.
Armored up. Gaining adrenaline. For great justice.
Yeah, but the epidemic is doing its job here. There we go.
Go ahead. Hit.
That's a Discrotize one. Could technically post your lucky noobs as well. I think it's not necessary.
I feel so vulnerable.
For great justice.
But the thing is, I should mention it is, I think it's also mentioned on the website. The current benchmarks and builds are out of date due to the balance patch that's happened. So they will update in the future. Next days or something like that. Don't have any spirits? Great. One last. And get moved. Good. Go back to your zone, stupid boss. Get those manners.
Adrenaline rising. Nice. Very nice.
Difference from power DPS and upper DPS? There's technically only two types. Either you do power DPS or you do condition damage.
Almost there.
Now we can fight for real.
And the difference between condition DPS and power DPS is that condition damage is over time and power DPS is direct.
Justice.
Yeah. You might notice that. Okay. Good. Has been cleared.
Great justice.
There, you might have noticed that some of the abilities have like stuff like bleeding, burning, and all that kind of stuff for the condis. That's also what you can see below the boss here. That are all condi DPS. So you build up these condis and heal damage over time. And something that's really interesting about Guild Wars 2 is if you play Condi, each Condi does like something completely different, and depending on which class you play, you focus on a different Condi. So many X. So like if you play Mesmer, you will not do burning damage, which does like damage over time, but confusion damage, which scales with the abilities the enemies uses instead of just doing like damage over time. It's every time an enemy does an action, it takes extra damage, which is confusion. Then there's like torment, where the damage doubles if the enemy is moving, and that's like, I think that makes it extremely interesting to play certain condi types. It was also something that was in Guild Wars 1 extremely interesting. Wrong target. There haven't been any news. Nice egging, guys. They actually made it. Amazing. Yeah. There hasn't been any news to X-Pack. There haven't been any news to there not being X-Pack, so it's like kinda in the dark. But the thing is, since they do this saga thing, it's not kinda clear what they're planning and if they're planning to do an X-Pack. Because it kinda sounds like they want to do an X-Pack, but release it over time type of thing. So like something completely new. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what it sounds like. So it's gonna be really interesting. Because at the end of the day, what's the difference between an X-Pack and like content releases? One you pay and the other one is for free. Oh yeah, you probably have... Oh yeah. Technically the new one is out. So there's like... Story...
Severe weather warning.
Have to be a little bit careful not to drop down. Okay, so if you see in the story journal... so this is... my story was the core game. That was back then. Then they released the first Living World, which was Scarlet's War, but they didn't make it replayable. Then there was Living World Season 2, which is replayable. Now there was the option to play Heart of Thorns, which is the green stuff in here. So once you pay the Heart of Thorns expansion, you can play Heart of Thorns in the Living World Season 3. Afterwards, 2 years after that, we released Path of Fire and sold it with the Living World Season 4. And basically, if you buy Path of Fire, you also get the Icebreath Saga, or at least the prologue. It's also a thing where people are not sure how it's going to continue there. And yeah, So we're in the prologue of the next big story, so to say, but we don't know what exactly is the plans. We also don't know if they're going to sell it, like that you have to pay each content drop, like not. It's hard to tell actually, like story type of content drop, like that. If they let you pay that for that, or how they're going to plan to do it. No idea. But yeah, it's starting and it's gonna take a while. But they plan to do a lot of different stuff, like this on the 15th there's going to be the Halloween event for 3 weeks. So that's like kind of stuff that pushes it far away. We're gonna get build templates on the at the end of this month, which is also like something. Then there's the winter event that's gonna happen somewhere in around December or something like that. There's a New Year's event, so I think there's gonna be a lot of space between new content. I wouldn't say it's adding on to the story. It's really complicated thing actually, because a lot of people, a lot of the community is crying for something more than just story. They want more world versus world, they want more PvP, they want new classes, they want new specializations, and so it's not clear to say. Also, the thing is, they stated they're gonna have multiple teams which work on completely different stuff. They have a team that works on story, they have teams that work on... what was it? PvP, world versus world, fractals, raids, and they said they have another team who works on something that's gonna be a surprise. So we don't know if there's gonna be only story coming to the game. So I really think they're gonna bring something interesting and not just story. But yeah, technically we've gotten one update now, which is only story. We've gotten the balance patch, and aside from that we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know if they bring completely different patches. So I would wait. We get the Halloween event on the 15th, we get the build templates at the end of the month, and what comes after that, that's going to be the interesting part, I would say. So yeah, let's basically just wait and see. If we really do only update on stories, then we know. Anyway, Halloween is a lot of fun. I really enjoy Halloween actually. Also like the whole story behind it is really funny. That's a cool event, and all the... what I love most of it... I have to do cannons 1-3, okay. Look, there. Oh, yeah. I love these events when there's all these like jumping puzzles, and then you have like these PvP type matches that are like not really PvP, but you play against each other. But I don't know, festivals like festival games, I guess. It's really funny to play these. I enjoy them. I'm also interested in whether or not they're gonna implement something new, because sometimes they actually put in a new event in the middle of it, or something like that. Because like, on the Winter's Day they actually patched in a boss in a box, which was really cool. So maybe there's gonna be one in for Halloween as well at some point. Be cool. Be cool. I don't know, we'll see about that. I'm excited. I'm also excited for this now. Because this is going to be... it's going to be fascinating. Yeah, we need CC. This is gonna be interesting. Just okay. So the rules are: bombs are allowed to be placed in the middle. Heavy bombs are allowed to be picked kicked off from the middle. I'm gonna stay there. It's weird.
You can't stop me! Adrenaline rush will bring justice! Will bring justice!
One dodge and he's off the platform.
Almost there.
Just getting started.
Phew. The server updates when someone's going to be pushed up
Will
with you.
bring justice!
Okay, that should do it. Condi damage, woo! I remember that Condi damage was very lovely here.
Refreshing.
Because you could easily do all the stuff with it.
Adrenaline rush!
Now we need to go north next. Okay, after the flame wall.
Ready to unleash.
Oh, I was the nearest person.
I'll destroy you all! That went better than I expected! Will bring justice!
Yep, I was too slow.
Aiding adrenaline!
Refreshing.
Will bring justice!
That's an interesting position for flame wall.
You can't stop me!
This is so new to me. This is like completely different tactic. But it's actually working really well as well. But we're a little bit slow. That's the only downside.
Burn and blast them full of holes. Spatter their entrails.
Aiding adrenaline!
Wait, already? Yikes. This is insane.
You can't stop for great justice!
Should do it. Nice condis. I can actually get off way earlier.
Natural in death! Adrenaline rush for great justice!
Just don't know about the damage.
That went better than I expected! Almost there!
It's not me. Yeah, me. Oh god.
Wash the pain away!
I think. I'm confused. Cosmetics is 100% of your DPS. It's Fashion Wars! It's Fashion Wars! It's Fashion Wars. I mean, that's one of the problems that Guild Wars 2 has, because it wants to have a horizontal progression. It doesn't want the gear grind like this infinite one that you get stronger and stronger and the old content becomes obsolete. So that's what it's trying to avoid. And so it needs to find some kind of engagement for the player. And like collecting is one of them, of the potential ones. Another one would be horizontal progression that the player gets better by the developer throwing different challenges at him, and so you're like, hey, I already know how to work with this because I have experience from this encounter or that encounter and all that kind of stuff. And so it's basically, for the endgame content, it's like, try to find a combination of mechanics that makes it hard for people, and then try to find a new challenge every time. It makes it and keeps it exciting. Or like you have players that just do this and do some weird challenges, like trying to melee a boss that's usually not supposed to be meleeed.
Adrenaline rising for great justice!
gonna be bad. -2 and back up. Great. The golem. The golem got the aggro, that's great.
Over here!
Refreshing.
Houston, we have a problem. Our ads get aggro.
Useless. What do I pay you for? I'll deal with them myself.
Yeah, I could throw in some more food. I really don't know if we can manage this. It's gonna be the hardest encounter from them all. This is also very exciting. Oh, port goes for 10 people.
Surrender or die.
Yeah. Yep, it works. Okay, so the cannon did not work. It calls for another portal. At least that works. GG. It's gonna take a while, but it's possible, I think.
Over here! Useless. What do I pay
Refreshing.
you for? I'll deal with them myself.
What's medical mechanic?
Surrender or die.
Yep. We're basically completely working with 900 plus range on the boss. Have builds that are like matching that and try to get as much buffs as possible and do the bosses that way. And that actually creates new challenges, which is really fascinating.
Refreshing.
There should be.
Ready to unleash.
How's that feel? Excruciating?
We'll bring justice.
Seems like we have another problem. So this guy here. Oh. We have a problem. We have two people. I'm on the wrong position. Oh my god.
I'll destroy you all. You will obey. Nice. Very nice.
I think we were a little bit more than just one person that went up there. Portal doesn't work with dead people. Portal doesn't work with dead people. Portal doesn't work with dead people. Ah! I bowed down to res him instead of using the portal. Priorities. Beautiful priorities.
Useless. What do I pay you for? I'll deal with them myself.
They want one person in the middle who takes the bomb and brings it out. Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Would be really awesome too. Well, actually, are you staying up to date with a client, with a private client? Because they're still working on that, I think.
Surrender or
And I had a few people actually check it out.
no pain.
And well, you can't do much on it, but seems like they do have a lot of stuff that's needed for it.
You can't stop me. Now that's a combo. We'll bring justice. Adrenaline rising.
Doesn't it make it easier if he's in the middle and tanking like all the bombs? I guess, maybe. Okay, now we got the bombs. That's so weird where it was like, shouldn't I be up there?
Can't stop me.
Why are we already going to west? I mean, did we skip something? Did I not pay attention? Oh man. Wrong target. Come on, come on. There we go, now I have target.
Almost ready. Bang. Bang.
That's a flame wall where you would want to go right
You can't stop me.
to move back left then.
We'll bring justice. Adrenaline rising.
Also need to hurry probably, right?
Justice.
Yeah.
You will obey.
Nice. Oh, I don't have a field to place.
Just getting started.
I'll destroy you all.
Refreshing.
Adrenaline rising.
We got further than before. I think. Or did we? I think so, right? I don't know. Oh my god. It seems to be a bit difficult for me to get through the flame war.
Refreshing.
Oh, I need to think about that.
Present arms.
The people are enjoying it, that the person in the middle is always getting the bomb, cause it's like, depending on the range to the boss, the one who's nearest gets the bomb to explode the group. We need private servers. We're working on private servers. Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. There's this Discord server that's called Arctium. They have World vs. World private servers, and I think people there are also working on the Wildstar private servers. And there's also some completely different Discord that also does some stuff. I think there are some test servers as well. Like someone set up a test server and some people tested it already. You can join, you can run around, you can use your skills, but you can't kill enemies and you can't do quests. Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Prepare the cage.
We've got some visitors.
I think it was mentioned in a few Discords, like the Blood Pact one. It's also mentioned in ours. Is that true? I don't even know. And boom, the person in the middle goes. It's also really helpful to know that, like, if there's a green circle in the middle, it basically means, yeah, you got it. There, green circle. Whoop, up I go.
For great justice.
Why is he burning?
There's one to remember me by.
He killed the sniper up there?
Adrenaline rising. Eat my dust. Burn, burn for great justice.
Yeah. Going here.
Need to unleash. Go ahead, hit me. I'll destroy you all for great justice. Aiding adrenaline.
Accidentally pushes up multiple people. Really funny.
Burn, burn. Almost there. Need to unleash. You can't stop me.
Oh, that was scary.
For great justice.
Well, that kind of worked out, I guess.
Adrenaline rise. For great justice.
Spatter their entrails.
So now it's gonna be fun. Oh wait, no, that's that one.
Almost ready.
We're a little bit slow general from damage, but it was to be expected actually.
Need to
Hey, nice.
Destroy you all.
The place these fire
For
fields
great justice.
should be able to trust it to be that 50% and destroy it itself. Because it reapplies fire permanently. Ow.
For great justice.
Oh yeah, it's north next.
Adrenaline rise.
North was really close. Where were the portals? In the meantime. Can I find it? Yeah, I can. Yep, that's it. There you go. That's the Artium website. They probably have a Discord available somewhere? Yeah, they do. You can join the Discord there.
What do I pay you for? I'll deal with
But
them
as you can
myself.
probably expect, like creating a private server takes a lot of time, so it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But it's nice to know that someone's working on it. Oh, what's the current state on it? Yeah, there's some sandbox releases, that's it. We have some comments and stuff.
Refreshing.
Reverse kiting, yep. That's the best way to describe it. That's also how it felt. So I think since some people moved out.
Over here!
Yes.
Hurry!
Super mega speed, yeah. When you run up and kick the boss in the skin in the shins, you win. The problem is the boss is female, so I don't know if it works well. Phew. Yeah, since the randoms left and we're over the time, that's being called. It was a lot of fun, especially this last one, because it was completely different. Which... It's nice to have some refreshing stuff on the bosses for a while, and that's why I appreciate these raids. I mean, it's basically like a completely new boss, just the same theme. I don't know about that. The thing is, it's a German guild. I mean, they're probably taking people who don't speak German, or can you understand German? Because that would be win-win. Never mind then, okay. I would have asked, because some German guilds actually take in other language people. Because in Guild Wars 2 you can have 5 guilds, so it doesn't really matter that much. And yeah, I don't know, I've heard of some. Especially World vs. World guilds often have like some other people, even though if it's weird. I would like to believe that there's actually quite a few. There should be. I mean, what you could do is, if you haven't done it yet, in the FG there's like a category for people who search for groups. Maybe you can use that to search for a guild, or like check it out to find a guild or something like. There's the forums, there's Reddit, and yeah, usually it shouldn't be much of a problem. There's also the raid training groups. If you look on Snowcross, there is a raid training one, for example, that you can join. Check that out. It's hammer time. I think the next raid is going to be a hammer raid. Sounds like that. Probably, yeah. Hammer quick brand. Hammer liquidate. That sounds really cool, actually. And I have to play Hammer Warrior. That's interesting. Let me look. Warrior. Bash your foe. Weaken your foe fierce. Smash the ground instead of crippling wave. I have CC at least. Oh, that's not CC. But look, this is cripple, right? No, it's knockback. One. So that's the 26th Saturday. So in 2 weeks there's gonna be the next event and we're gonna do everyone uses hammer. Hammer time. Interesting. Like it. Right. So, I think I'm gonna stop the stream here. Because like, we know what's gonna happen next week on Saturday. In 2 weeks on Saturday on the 26th. We had a lot of fun. We played some interesting bosses which felt like completely different, which is very refreshing. Yeah, and I did my job. Next stream is going to be Wednesday evening, normal raid, and then Thursday evening normal raid as well. I'm thinking about actually using what is this called? There's a speedrun tool called Live Split that you can use where you can check the timers. I don't know if I want to show it on screen or if I want to run it on the background, but I want to use it to like compare how we do 1 week in comparison to the other week. No problem. Makes me happy that some people loved. Yeah, hammer time. And whew. Yeah. I guess see you next week or something. Until then, good neck out for today. Enjoy the rest of the day. Next Tuesday I'm gonna have the stuff, the semester start. Oh, hardware near programming, that's gonna be fun. Well,